The source of the San Antonio River is found. The river goes as far as down as the Gulf of Mexico. That's the entire length, about 160 miles, give or take a mile. Here to my left, beautiful building, one of the most recognized buildings in our city's downtown skyline. As little as the skyline is, this one is probably one of the most recognizable, especially at night. The top part of the building lights up. Now the name of the building is Tower Life. That's the current name. Now back in 1929 when it was built, it was known as the Smith-Young Tower. But one thing that's always been constant is the architecture. Gothic. You know, the ugly faces here to my left underneath the windows are called grotesques. They wrap around the entire bottom of the building, and they also have gargoyles as well. The gargoyle's kind of hard to see with your naked eye. They're all the way to the top, coming out of the corner. The building is 31 stories high, 403 feet tall. Now, for those of you visiting San Antonio and you are photographing your experience, I highly recommend you get a nice picture of Tower Life behind me up in the air. See what I mean? You got a good vantage point from the boat right now. I'm sure some of you are familiar with the movie Ghostbusters, right? Well, it has nothing to do with it. Gotta sound the horn. Now, what we're exiting here is a floodgate. People ask all the time, does it flood in downtown? The answer is no, it doesn't. The city of San Antonio has gone to great lengths to prevent flooding, and they have succeeded. There are 5 floodgates altogether. This one is floodgate 4. Now the gate is submerged underwater. When they initialize the gate, it'll rise up out of the water similar to a drawbridge for a castle. We're gonna go to the right. The San Antonio River goes to my left. And here it begins to travel south across Texas, all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. What we're in right now is not natural. The river's behind us. What we are now navigating for the next 600 feet is man-made. Now this is the deepest part of our tour. We are traveling over 18 feet of water, 18 feet. This is known as the San Antonio Flood Control Bypass Channel. It's a 600-foot man-made section that was built in 1929 along with the 5 floodgates. Now we exited floodgate 4. We're going to be entering floodgate number 3 here in about a minute. We're only in here for about 2 minutes tops. Now, the reason why there are so many flood control elements is because the city found out about Mother Nature the hard way. The city was hit by a catastrophic flood that occurred September 10, 1921. It was so bad, $5 million in damages were assessed, and a lot of people lost their lives in drowning. The amount of rainfall, unheard of, even to this day. It wasn't 12 centimeters, it wasn't 12 inches, it was 12 feet of water above street level. So much water fell from the sky during that flood. And it was for that reason and that reason only they felt the need to build something to prevent it. They just simply can't afford the loss. They couldn't take the loss again. Straight ahead is the river, but the river travels south. We are facing north. So if I were to drive straight, we'd go against the current. Now in that direction for 5 miles is where you'll find the source, that huge spring at the University of the Incarnate Word. We're gonna make a right. Now right here to the right, front right of the boat, got a very large tree right there in front of us, up there at the sidewalk, right as it goes up. By some here in downtown is referred to as the sniper tree, a lot by the drivers of the Rio San Antonio cruises. Back during the Battle of the Alamo, the leader of the Mexican army, General Santa Anna, he put one of his own soldiers, positioned him at the very top of the tree. He was then issued a rifle, and he ordered the soldier to fire upon any opposing forces that would come here to this river. Now he claimed the life, the sniper claimed the life of one of the soldiers who fought alongside Jim Bowie in the Battle of the Alamo. His name was Benjamin Milo. It makes it a true story. One of our buildings here in downtown is named in his honor. We call it the Milam Building. Right here, we have floodgate 3. Floodgate 3 is similar to a garage door. However, this garage door weighs 3 tons. It's takes about 15 minutes to come down into the water. Again, built in 1929. Now, just to let you know, guys, we're back with the Natural River. This is the actual current of the river. We're back in the 3 feet of water. This is what I like to call the busy side of our Riverwalk. See, from here on, all the restaurants, hotels, nightclubs, shops, bars, ice cream parlors, pizzerias, all this begins to operate, and you'll see them. The foot traffic will increase as well. The amount of restaurants we pass on this tour is 56. The variety of those restaurants include Mexican, Italian, Mexican, barbecue, Mexican, steakhouse, Mexican, seafood, and Mexican restaurants. Welcome to San Antonio. A lot of choices. Sidewalks, handrails, staircases, footbridges, waterfalls, it was all built around this natural flowing river. Now right now we're coming up underneath a street bridge called St. Mary's. And we got a boat here in front of us that he's kind of like just drifting there. He's just started his tour, so he's doing his opening spiel. But what I would like you to look at is, coming up here to the right-hand side, you'll see the head of an Aztec goddess carved out of stone. And you'll also see a large red brick building. From 1926 to 1984, this was the Aztec Theater, a black and white silent movie theater. No longer a theater, now it is known as the Aztec Lounge, a live music concert venue and a nightclub on the weekend.
What is the Flood Control Channel?
You got a bridge in front of us right now. We're gonna photobomb that guy taking a selfie. This bridge was from the movie Selena back in the 90s. There was a scene that was filmed here. In San Antonio on the Riverwalk. To this day, people like to ask me, where's the bridge that Selena stood on? It wasn't her. Selena did not stand on that bridge, Jennifer Lopez did, because she played her in the movie. Alright guys, this is what I like to call a restaurant alley. This is basically where they all begin to operate. On the other side where the Tower Life building was, that's where they all pretty much tend to stop. They all begin to operate here. So you got restaurants here to my left and to my right, and a lot of them do have their menus on the outside to show you what they serve, give you a price range as well. This is Justin's Ice Cream Company here to the right-hand side. Justin's Ice Cream, similar to Gelato, like that Italian-style ice cream. Right now, everybody gets an opportunity to see the Riverwalk's optical illusion. Will everybody see it? No. Guys, once we clear the edge of this bridge, which is Navarro, I need you to look all the way up as far as you can to my left-hand side, my left. This is my left. See me pointing all the way up? That's how far you need to look up once we pass the bridge. Now, some of you will see the illusion, which at first glance, it'll look like a freestanding wall falling over on top of you, a 26-story freestanding wall. There are a lot of you that will not see that. It'll just look like a regular freestanding wall, but still kind of cool in its own right. All the way up as far as you can. Push your neck back as far as you can and look all the way up to my left. Don't get disappointed if you don't see it, just the way it is. The actual building here is a hospital here to my left-hand side. It's called the NIX, N-I-X. It opened up in 1930. Now bring your neck back down to regular level. Look around you. We got different restaurant choices here to offer you. You visit San Antonio, typically you want the restaurants that are unique to San Antonio. You know, you don't want to get something that you can get at home. And the Riverwalk does offer that. But we also have national chains if you're looking for that, like Joe's Crab Shack and the Hard Rock. Now, in front of us, guys, is the hotel called the Hyatt Regency. Now, this hotel offers a shortcut. It's the easiest and is the quickest way to get yourself to the most visited attraction in the city. It's called the Alamo, otherwise known as Mission San Antonio de Valero. Now, the Alamos is operating in a whole other district of downtown called Alamo Plaza. That's on the other side of this hotel here. Alamo Plaza not only has the Alamo, you also got Ripley's, believe it or not, Wax Museum, horse-drawn carriage ride, Segway tours, mirror maze, 4D movie theater, more shops and more restaurants. A very fun area to go check out. Number one visited attraction is the tourist attraction is the Alamo. Number two is the Riverwalk. That's what you're on right now. And just to remind you guys, this is the natural river, natural San Antonio River. Now I want to talk to you about where we're at right now. This is another section of the Riverwalk. This area is called River Square. River Square has 11 restaurants that offer inside or riverside dining. Some of them even have second floor riverside dining. We have a CVS if you need to go in there. 2 ice cream parlors. Here to the right is a large souvenir store, Five and Dime, followed by the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, and last but not least, Coyote Ugly. I gotta try to avoid this mama duck and all of her baby. Looks like she's gonna be here on my left hand side. Don't swim in my path. San Antonio, Texas, known for the 3 N's: Mexican food, mariachis, and margarita. I haven't mentioned yet the guy who designed the Riverwalk, Robert Hugman. This building here has a lot of Robert Hugman. His name is inscribed on the balcony here to the right. R.H.H. Hugman, Robert Harvey Harold Hugman. This is the guy who designed everything down here. These sidewalks, this pathway here, the bridges, he designed it. He was the concept architect. This is his bronze bust here to the right-hand side as well. Now this restaurant here to the right is about 50 yards away from where we started. This is Casa Rio. You can't take the tour without hearing about Casa Rio. They were the very first restaurants that opened up on the Riverwalk. They've been family owned and family operated by the same family since 1946. This Riverwalk debuted in 41. 5 years later, this restaurant opened up and they've been here ever since. They've never given up ownership. Authentic Mexican food served here on the Riverwalk, a very iconic establishment. Guys, that's going to do it for the natural part of the Riverwalk. We're making a left-hand turn, and now we're going to do, for the second half of the tour, I'm going to take you into the man-made section. That's right, man-made. Prior to 1965, everything in front of us was solid earth. This is called the man-made extension. This entire part of the Riverwalk was added on, and it opened up in 1968, just before the Hemisphere World's Fair. Today, as part of the tour, we're going to navigate this river. We're going to go in and out of the 2 lagoons for the convention center and our shopping mall, the shops at River Center Mall. Now the depth here, 5 feet. The bottom of this entire river is lined with concrete. They cut the ribbon on this part of the Riverwalk just before the 1968 Hemisphere World's Fair. In 1968, during the World's Fair, this long river, man-made river, was used primarily as transportation. They would take people to and from the World's Fair to the Riverwalk, which is now behind us. Now, yes, this is a Riverwalk, but technically, the original first Riverwalk is where we started. That opened up in 41. This is a secondary Riverwalk. Now, we got 3 hotels operating here in front of us. You can see them right there above us, if you raise your head there. The one on my left, that is Marriott River Center. In the middle, with all the balconies there, that is Marriott Riverwalk. So you got 2 Marriott side by side. One more hotel right around the corner here to my right. You'll see it next to the Marriott Riverwalk. It's called the Grand Hyatt. That's a nice hotel. They were the last one to open up here in downtown back in the year 2008. Look at the Grand Hyatt, top 10 floors. Now you see the little patios sticking out, the little balconies? Those are not hotel rooms. Those are residences. That's why I call the Grand Hyatt like a hybrid hotel. People actually live up there. Now, if you're in the market, smallest floor plan is 700 square feet. You get 1 bedroom and 1 bath. The price tag is $300,000. Now, the biggest one out there that they have up there, the square footage is 2,300. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, for a price of $2.5 million. That's where I live. Why is that funny? Gonna make a right-hand turn, folks, headed into the convention center. Now, we named it after a local boy, a man who was born and raised here in San Antonio. You'll see his name in white letters right there above you. Henry Barbosa Gonzalez. Henry Gonzalez was the very first Mexican-American elected into the U.S. House of Representatives. His election took place in 1961, and after that he remained in office for 39 straight years. 39 years in office. Here to my left is a large mosaic mural. This is one of the high points here in the convention center. It was done by Juan O'Gorman. He's the artist. This mosaic mural is made out of 400,000 square tiles. The tiles are all the same size, 1 inch by 1 inch. The colors on top of those tiles, you can clearly see there's about 14 different sets of color tiles. What's most unique, though, is that those tiles were dug up from the ground from various countries around the world. And when they came out from the ground, those colors, they were already there on the tiles. They were already there. They weren't made by man. They're called natural color stone tiles. The title of the mural, the title of the mosaic mural, Confluence of Civilizations. Like the word influence, but confluence, means coming together. Now, a lot of people don't know this. San Antonio, Texas is currently ranked as the #2 city in the United States picked to host conventions. This facility that we are in, it is completely booked up solid with 300 conventions and 300 conferences every single year until 2032. Now the result is the revenue. 13 billion a year is the annual revenue. Folks, I want you to hold on to your digital devices very tightly. Right now we're going to exit out of the lagoon and it's going to get a little bumpy here on the boat. The reason why, the boat is going to bounce off these bumpers. We're going to hit on the right now. Left. A couple little bumps here and there. Those bumps there were the only excitement experience on these narrated tours. Now I'm going to take you to our mall, the actual lagoon. If you look to the right-hand side, you'll see the mosaic mural yet again. Confluence of civilizations. Try and understand. The tiles were dug up from the ground from 11 countries around the world. 11. And when they came out from the ground, those colors, they were already there on top of the tile. They were already there. They were made by the earth. They were made by the ground soil. Some of it was volcanic soil. Either way, those colors were naturally made by the earth. Juan O'Gorman assembled the tiles in 1 year by himself in his art studio down in Mexico City. Below the mural is the Lila Cockrell Theater. She was the city's very first female mayor. First female mayor, Lila Cockrell. And we are now going to be exiting our convention center. San Antonio is a convention city, and other nicknames in Alamo City, River City, and Military City, USA. Riverwalk is mainly souvenir. Actual retail shopping is going to be done inside this mall here, the shops at River Center. If you look in front of you guys, you'll see a statue, a bronze statue known as St. Anthony. He's the patron saint of lost children and lost items. He was given as a gift to us from the beautiful country of Portugal back during the World's Fair in 1968. A lot of times when people lose something that's near and dear to them, they will pray to St. Anthony, like an item. This is Commerce Street Bridge, and this is our last location where you can buy a ticket and get on the boat for the tour. If you happen to walk down here by foot, if you haven't been here before, you do have some souvenir shops in the area. A little convenience store to the right-hand side, as you can see. We are now going to proceed to head into the lagoon. Now we have 6 dining options here in the lagoon. 6 restaurants. Lemon Tree, yes, that's right. We got a orange tree right there too. Food court straight ahead. Now, as you can see, the mall is going through a bit of a facelift. They're doing some renovations. Long overdue, trust me. The mall opened up in '88. Second and third floor, guys, is your shopping and entertainment. 135 retail stores. IMAX movie theater, Dave & Buster's, AMC, River Center 11, and a comedy club. Restaurants. Luciano's for Italian. Tony Roma's rib steak and seafood. Maria Mia Mexican bistro. Fogo de Chao Brazilian steakhouse. And here to the right hand side, Chili's and Hooters. Where everybody's kind of looking forward to restaurant number 7. They're building it here to the right hand side, guys. It should be open by summer of this year. Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville is being added into our little downtown area. Once you walk back. We have the camera, guys. Now's the time to get ready. I have yet to show you one last thing. One of the things that sticks out here in downtown, our tower. The San Antonio Tower of the Americas. You will see it to my left-hand side up on the beautiful blue sky here. Right now you got a lot of trees in your way, but if you wait till we clear the bridge, you'll see it clear as day. It was the centerpiece of the 1968 Hemisphere World's Fair. It is always the centerpiece of our New Year's Eve celebration. It stands 750 feet tall. It is the second tallest freestanding observation tower in the U.S. Inside the top section, there is a rotating restaurant. Now, the restaurant is a division of Landry's. They specialize in seafood and steak. And as you're eating up there, you are slowly rotating around that restaurant every hour. Now, the entrees are going to average between $20 to $25 per person, per plate. Chart House is the name of the restaurant. C-H-A-R-T, Chart House Restaurant. And above the restaurant, if you don't want to eat there, you can always check out the observation deck. It's indoor-outdoor. Now, we are the second tallest in the country. Number 3, the third tallest, measures 605 feet tall. It is the Seattle Space Needle. And number 1 is the Las Vegas Stratosphere, 1,150 feet. I've been looking over my shoulder for like the last half hour, and this guy's always been on my butt, so I'm gonna let him pass by. Are you talking to me? I can't hear you. Cypress Knees. And here to the right. This is, you should be able to, from your vantage point, St. Joseph's. It's a German Catholic church up there on Commerce Street. Cornerstone is 1868. They finished it in 1871. Who's they? German settlers and German immigrants. Gothic architecture, inside stained glass windows were imported from Munich, Germany. And on the fourth Sunday of every month, every Mass is conducted in German, along with an all-male German choir. Fourth Sunday of every month. We are a tourist city. We get an average of 35 to 40 million visitors a year. I didn't realize that growing up here, being born and raised here in San Antonio until I got the job. When I got the job, I realized how much history is here, not just with San Antonio, not just with Texas, but also U.S. history. San Antonio played a pivotal role in U.S. history. Maybe you appreciate the city that I grew up in for so long. The number one attraction is the Alamo, number two is the River Walk. San Antonio's current population, 2.4 million people. As of now, we are the 7th largest city in the country, number 2 in the state of Texas. The top 5 biggest cities in the state are Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, and Fort Worth. Ladies and gentlemen, behind me is the mall, Convention Center, access to the Tower of the Americas. To my right, the majority of all the shops, restaurants, bars, nightclubs, ice cream bars, pizzerias, souvenir shops. To my left is where we started, and further down is going to be that historical little village, La Villita. Pretty much giving you everything in a nutshell, and as we're making the left-hand turn, we're going to be returning to where we started. That means we have now wrapped up the narrated tour. Hope you enjoy the rest of this gorgeous day here in San Antonio. You can come by anytime, come back and visit anytime. The boats pretty much operate 365 days a year, including all major holidays, weather permitting. Look us up on Facebook. You can also hit the like button. We always, if you hit the like button, we'll pop up in your news feed with a lot of nice pictures and a lot of updates about what's going on in here in downtown. Follow us on Twitter. My name is Michael. I've been your boat captain this afternoon. It's been a pleasure driving around on this gorgeous afternoon. Messenger in front of me says, for a job well done, we drivers very much appreciate tips and gratuities as you exit. That's if you enjoyed the tour. If you had a good time, you can exit to my right. If you did not, go to my left. Obviously joking. I'd like to leave you with a smile. Allow me to tie it up though. Please stay seated, let me tie up the boat, and I'll have you on your way.
One.